Good morning. Coach Nikki here. I've also got Coach Steph. Hi, good morning. So we are talking and diving into the art of goal setting. So while we're all getting situated and everybody's kind of jumping on the call, take a second and go grab your journal and a pen. If you are doing brick, if you've already printed out your goals from your manual, that's what we're going to be referring to today. So we're here in Lake Tahoe and really excited to dive into something that's very relevant and extremely important right now, which is still thinking about how we can better ourselves through just mini goals, just day after day, and how sometimes we set goals like extrinsic goals of like I want to lose weight and I want to be stronger or I want to run faster, things like that. But in reality, your goals, all of those have intrinsic reasons why we want them. And so today we're going to dive into not just like setting goals and accomplishing them, but this day and age and what we're going through right now, it's more important than ever to understand the why behind why we're doing this. And as human beings, we're meant to have targets. We're meant to have goals. And the better goals that we have to help ourselves first, right? Be very healthy, happy, strong, because you can't serve other people until you're there. And then having goals of service, of how you can take what you've learned and then pass it on to people that you love or people who are even watching that you might not even know. So thanks so much for jumping on, you guys. If you just got on, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and grab your goals. We're going to dive in.
Yay. I think it's helpful when you think about your goals to just ask why. Like Nikki was talking about, the why behind it, because it starts with things that are extrinsic, like she was saying, like I want to look good in my skinny jeans, or summer's coming, so I want to look good in my bathing suit. And then if you just say why, well, because I want to feel good about myself. Why? Because you get answer after answer after answer, but when it gets underneath it all, it's like, because I want to be happy. And so we all kind of have that underlying same reason that motivates us to do all the things that we do. And what we realize over time with life and wisdom is like the things that actually get us to that answer. What are the things that do actually make us happy? And so that's what we're going to be exploring a lot of, is just what is your underlying motivation, and making sure that the goals that you have are taking you to where that place is.
Okay, so I'd like you guys just to take a second, and if you are doing brick with us, we're working off this first page, which is visualize your future self. So hopefully we've had time to think a little bit about like what is and what do we really want out of life. And sometimes when things get really difficult, it's the best time to think about the importance of being happy, of what are the things that are rubbing me in a wrong way, or what are the things that I really need to address because I don't want to feel this way anymore. And so when you're thinking about like what are the goals that we're going to set from here, and even thinking like in 1 year, in 5 years. So say in 5 years, and because a lot of us set goals, and if we don't accomplish them in 30 days, we feel like we're failing. And in reality, we're just setting goals to every day move forward just a little bit.
That 1% every day. I don't know if you guys if you didn't listen to Leadership last week, I was just talking about the power of visualization. So this part is like, they did studies, I referenced that last week, but in Russia, of their, the old Soviet Union and their athletics, and that up to 70% of the time training spent visualizing versus physical training was more effective than the reverse of. So the more time you spend visualizing, the more benefit you get. Up to 70% of your time you spend getting your mind in the right place, and 30% you spend getting there. that's like the tipping point of the most effective for you. So realizing the power behind this, that it's real, it's not just like some like cliche thing, but visualization actually works.
Right. And sometimes right now you feel like goal setting, like I wanted a more powerful title, because sometimes like with everything that we have going on, that seems to be like, oh, that, you know, can be like tone deaf but this is the most important time to visualize what you want out of life, who you want to be. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. I want you to, and you can answer them later. So you can either like jot the questions down and do this later, or if you can just start just brainstorming all of the things that you feel when we're going through these questions. So what does your future self look like? So what does your future self look like? If you can think about yourself in the summer. So let's just go short term. So if you can close your eyes and visualize, like, what is your disposition this summer? When you look at yourself, like if you can see the lake behind us, like, can you visualize yourself like diving into the lake or putting your feet in the lake and just like being happy? Is there like, what does your summer self look like? So take a second, write down,
you can really see it in your mind, like your truest, happiest self. What does that look like for you?
What does it look from the outside? What does it feel like from the inside?
Get really clear about that, what that is, so that you're setting your goals from that foundation.
Okay, so from there, how do you feel? So when you're looking at your ideal summer self, like you've let go of like the winter heaviness, we've let go of some of that like anxiety and the depression, and we're moving into spring where we feel lighter, we feel happier. So what does, when you're looking at your summer self and you see all the potential that you have in different activities, in mental well-being, in strong bodies. Now take a second and just write, how do you feel? Like close your eyes and then open your eyes as you've gone into summer. Like, how do you feel and how do you want to feel? So go ahead and write that down.
And there's more power in that than you realize, like coming from the times when I've set my mind to like our BRIT goals and cleaning up my life and following through. The feeling is more than you can even imagine when you're really proud of yourself, and when you get everything in line with your body, how that rolls over to every single thing in your life. So really try to get that energy of how proud you'll be of yourself when you actually stick with it, when you actually worked hard and pushed through adversity, especially in the times that we're going through, and how good it's going to feel to say, I did it, I'm proud of myself, and now how can I be of service to others?
And then the next is, what inspires you? So we talk a lot about like finding fun and finding play and finding lightness in our lives, because if we and you guys, we talk all the time, I feel like we're always together, but I was thinking about like all the tragic things that have happened in my life, and if I add them all up, there's probably 40 of like really kind of what I feel is horrific things that have happened. But then if I look at all of the things that have happened that have been beautiful and wonderful in my life, I couldn't even count them. It's like in this moment of like standing here by my sister, which, by the way, we quarantine together, so I don't want anybody to worry about like, you know, we have chosen to quarantine our families together. But like standing here by my sister, standing at the lake, like this moment and connecting with you is really a beautiful moment. But sometimes we connect to the hard. We stay tight to the things that are negative, and we visualize kind of the worst case scenario. Where what inspires you, like when you think about summer, when you think about kind of a new way of being, like what are the happy and memories that you want to create? And of course, we only have just a few minutes together, but I want you just to jot down just a few things, like what does make you happy, what inspires you, and what drives you. Maybe it's, maybe it's riding your bike, maybe it's like sewing, maybe it's family. Like, what is it that inspires you? Taking a few minutes to write that down. And then the next is, how will you act? So when and Steph said this last night at our brick orientation, is that you have a goal. Okay, so say your goal is whatever, if it's weight loss, if it's becoming more happy, if it's letting go of stress and anxiety, if it's becoming strong. So now what are the actions that you take day by day by day that create that inspired feeling? So those things that inspired you, that you wrote down, I feel when I wake up in the morning and I meditate first thing in the morning and I drink my lemon water, I start my day happy. Okay, so the actions, if you want to create more happiness in your life, the actions are waking up and meditating, are the
bless you. Sun's just coming out.
Yeah, it's spring. And so it's waking up in the morning and meditating, drinking lemon water.
So it's action steps. So we just talked about visualizing, and that's your destination, but it's not your goal. That's where you're going to be at the end. But now your goal should be, what are the steps it takes to get to that destination? So if you just have a goal of I want to be my happiest, healthiest, strongest self by the end of the next 30 days, well, that's really wishing. What it takes to get there is, this is the person that it's going to take to get there. It's going to be exercising every day. It's going to be meditating every day. It's going to be choosing to eat for energy and health instead of comfort. It's going to be those are the goals that you need to be moving towards, and those are things you have control of, right? We don't have control of the outcome, knowing that the outcome comes when it's time and you're ready, but that those action steps are what's going to start moving you in the direction that you need to be going in, or that you want to be going in, and that's what's going to actually make the change in your life. So you have your underlying why, and then you have the steps to get there.
And then just quickly write, what are the habits that you're going to lean into in the next 30 days? So we've mentioned some of our habits that we rely on heavily. If I didn't exercise every day, at least move my body every day, I would be a cranky human being. My body, our bodies are meant to move, and they're meant to be creative in whatever way of movement feels right to you. But our bodies are meant to move. And when we don't move, when we're not active, we get depressed. And everything in our body, it's actually biologically, if you're not moving, you're going to be depressed. And so thinking about what are the habits that you're going to lean into for the next 30 days, that you're going to say, I'm doing this not because I'm on a diet. I'm not doing this because I'm, forced to, or because this is what this page told me to. But what are the habits that you're going to lean into in the next 30 days to create that inspired you, that happy, healthy, strong you? Okay, so now we're going to go into listing your 3 big dreams. I know sometimes right now it feels maybe hard to, and maybe it's not. Maybe I'm putting that on you, but maybe it is, maybe it's not. So when you're thinking about dreaming big and dreaming what is your future self, and what are some of the things that you can dream, that if there was no chance for you to fail, what would those dreams be? What do you see yourself doing and being? And just writing down without any limitations of whatever, schooling or this or that, just write, what are your 3 dreams that you could, if at the end of your life when you pieced out, you were yes, these are my dreams. So go ahead and just write 3 dreams. And then from there, and of course, take as much time as you want. You can always like listen to this again. You can listen to it later. But then now just create a plan and create an everyday plan of that, pushing yourself towards first visualizing your optimal human. I've said it like over and over and over, but I think that this is such an opportunity for everybody to wake up, that our health is more important now than it ever has been in our lives. And sometimes it takes like a pandemic. Sometimes it takes something so big for us as a society to wake up and know how important the food is that you put in your mouth, how important you are. You're important. You are made of like star stuff. Your human being was put on this earth for something special. And if we can peel away the self-doubt, the history of whatever, the history of abuse, the history of self-sabotage, if we can pull that away and just say, right now, it's important for me to love myself. Right now, it's important for me to build my immune system and to build a strong body and a powerful mind and to visualize that beautiful human. And then when you start feeling good, when you're eating well, when you're exercising, when you're sleeping, when you're creating good friendships like this, like we have, then all of a sudden maybe we're able to dream. Because maybe when I ask like what your 3 big dreams are, maybe it's like you don't know yet. And
your foundation
that's okay.
has to be there. You know,
Yeah.
Nikki talks a lot about building a skyscraper of a life that you can't build up if your foundation isn't there. And a lot of times when our life starts to get rocky, we knock our foundation out. You know, I don't have time to exercise. I'm too stressed to eat healthy. I'm too stressed to create a foundation upon which I can build my life. And it's opposite of what we need to be doing. When things are shaky up above, that's when we go down deep and we make sure the real foundation things, maybe that's all we can focus on for the next 30 days. And that's amazing, is just that eat, sleep, move, eat, sleep, move, and just get our foundation so strong that at that point, that's when we can contribute. Like trying to ask yourself to give when your cup isn't full is really difficult to do, and you'll burn out. And especially if you're in a caregiving position or if you're an essential worker, is like you have to be able to have a full cup to be able to give to others. So if you're giving from an empty cup, it's going to be really temporary and it's not going to be able to be a lasting thing. So that those foundational pieces are more important than ever right now.
So when we're looking at, so our goals, what we like to focus on is mini goals, and creating as many teeny little goals and teeny little successes as possible in our lives. So when we also have, for those of you who are doing BRIC, if you're not doing BRIC, it's not too late to sign up. You can sign up at any of our locations. It's our first international BRIC. Everybody is welcome. Anybody from across the globe and planet. If you know somebody who would benefit from this, please share this, because everybody is welcome to do this with us. And the more focus that we have.
Layla wants to say hi.
Yeah, Layla's saying hi to us. The more people that we have in this like crusade of creating strength and love and compassion in our universe, the better we're going to be. So you sign up for BRIC anywhere, but if you have printing out, this is our strength challenge, and you can also put in here, so I'm going to use this not only for my fitness challenge, which is working out 20 days in 28 days, and then plank challenge, where we're doing a 1-minute plank, a 2-minute plank, 3-minute plank, 4-minute plank, and we'll break this down all for you with your coaches and all your workouts. But just printing this down and then just writing on the top of a calendar of what are the micro goals that will push you towards that person that you want to see this summer, that will push you towards your dreams. And then every day, just give yourself a little happy face. Just give yourself a little like, did you eat your vegetables first? Like, it seems so silly, and it seems something that we've like been lectured from our parents for generations, but eating veggies makes you happy. It's the little teeny things, like we forget to stop and take a big breath when we're here and the sun is hitting us, because we're so wrapped up in our mind and in the past or in the future. And so write as many things that you've done well as possible on a calendar. Every time you get up and you smile, just a smile. Maybe you offer somebody a smile when you're out for a walk instead of putting your head down. Like, those deserve to be on your goal calendar with an atta girl. The next thing is our brick tracker. So we've just listed some things for brick, but you can list anything that you want on your list of the next 30 days. But here it's just prepping after grocery shopping, attending your live Zoom kayak classes, eat your veggies first, your plank, and then just fill in anything below that matters to you. Put this on your refrigerator, and then every day just say, like, did I do my best? Did I do my best? And if not, like, no shame, but look at it. Like, give yourself, like, understand that we have to, awareness is the first key. If you're aware that you're late night eating out of a habit of depression, anxiety, boredom, becoming aware of the problem first, and then our minds are so smart. Ask your mind to help you. How can I solve this problem? Instead of just shaming yourself. Why did I eat all those cookies late night? This is like, I sabotaged myself. I'm depressed. You circle this way. But what we're asking is the next 30 days is just be inquisitive. Just ask yourself, like, how can I serve myself just a little bit better? How can I be a little nicer to myself? And how can I understand, like, whatever these are that you feel like are sabotaging you. So maybe it's drinking, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's binging on
junk.
Binging on junk or like Netflix.
You notice how she worded the questions of, like, a lot of times we go, why am I doing this? Well, we're asking for negative reinforcement then, right? What we're going to get is, I'm doing this because this is wrong and this is wrong and this is wrong. Instead, like she was saying, like, how can I change this? How can I make this better for myself? And you start answering those questions instead. So those empowering questions are so important. Instead of investigating why you're doing something you don't want to do, just say, how can I do it the way that I want? How can I make my life the way that I want it to be? And you will figure out the answer to those questions.
Okay, so I hope this was helpful, you guys. It was so great to connect with you. This is like May 1st. And so when you're thinking about what you want to plant this spring, what do you want to plant in your heart this spring? What do you want to see bloom and blossom this summer? And what weeds do you want to pull out? What weeds do you want to get rid of? And be strong. Sometimes we have to get the big old, gardening weeds and just start kind of going crazy at it, and then be gentle with what you're planting and give it water every single day and love, and understand that this is a journey. It's not 30 days, right? It's not 30 days. We're going to be doing this together for the rest of our lives until the day that we die. We're going to be asking ourselves these questions. How can I be a little bit happier?
And get creative about creating community right now, because we are, as human beings, we need connection, and we're like pack animals.
Yes.
And so whatever you need to do for yourself to create a sense of community through this and support, not just for yourself, but anybody you pull in, you're giving them that gift too. So as an act of service, pulling in people and creating a team, and maybe when you're feeling down and out, or maybe when you're feeling great, shout out and connect with this community that we have, so that we strengthen that support system that we all need right now more than any time ever. Resist the temptation to pull back and distance yourself, and come together. Pull others that are on this path with us together, and we'll be that much more successful, and we'll have our hearts filled up.
We love you guys so much. Thank you so much, Deidre. It's great to see you. Great to see you, Jennifer and Nicole and Barb and Ifat, Lisa, and everybody who's on here. We love you guys. We appreciate and honor your journey. We're so incredibly grateful that we're on this journey together, because we need you just as much as you need us, and we all need each other. The more that we can reach out, just like Steph said, stay tight. pick the people that you want in your group and your accountability group and your circle, and hold them tight. Give them all the love that you have, because they'll give it back to you. Okay, we'll see you guys. So what is today? Tomorrow I'm coaching at 8:15. Oh, we're doing a food drive today. So every Friday, Steph started a food drive here in Lake Tahoe. So if you live up here, she started a food drive, and we're just collecting bags of food for families in need. So if you live in Lake Tahoe and you want to drop something off, it's from 10 to 11.
At Bijou Community School is to drop off donations.
And if you know somebody who needs to pick up a bag, so they need food for the weekend, that they can pick up food from 12 to 1.
We do 10 to 1, 10 to 11 is drop off, 11 to 12 is pick up.
Okay, thanks. So 11 to 12 is pick up.
And Bread and Broth is there all day today, I think until 1. I think 9 till 1, serving hot meals too. So if you know somebody that needs that or could use that, then have them come over too.
And you guys, so many of you have helped and Venmoed money, and Silas and I went grocery shopping yesterday, and we have like a whole car full of food. So thank you guys so much for your support. But I'll also see you tomorrow morning. Please come to my class, 8:15, bar and yoga. I hope to see you there. And then starting on Monday, we're going to do everyday meditations again right here on this Facebook page. Bye, guys.
Love you guys.
Love you. Go do something awesome for yourself.